And then I think it's important to show these guys what the best in the world look like, right? So Julio Jones at one point was one of the best receivers in the NFL, and he was elite with his hands. But kind of everything we're talking about there, right? So the first hand, he's clearing his chest and he's breaking it down, okay? And there's the in route hand combat, which we'll talk about here in a second. But the urgency in which he gets those hands down, it really gets some separation, and we'll talk about that as well. Okay. But the thing you got to, this was an older guy, but, again, this was the first summer these guys had done this drill. What you don't want to do is wind up, right? Because the time you're taking to wind is no different than when you're in a stalk block situation and you want to try to get your hands inside first. It's a race to see who can get their hands in there. So he is going to get his hands in there if you wind, right? So try to keep that nice and tight to your body. Okay. Then you got the in route hand combat. We've done this a couple different ways. You can have a guy running with them. Okay. Sometimes the older coaches get a little bit tired, so you get the GAs or young guys to run with them. And the other thing that I've done is, at the start of this, okay, I'll have, myself or somebody standing here in front of him facing him. Okay. And I'll shoot my hands. He'll release. He'll get back on his line. Okay. And then there will be a coach who's standing back to back with me, and then he will continue down that line with that receiver. I always try to work on lines, to give them that sense of they need to stay flat on that line or get back on their line, or those types of coaching points. Okay. And you could also do that stagnant. So for me, a lot of times we'll start off with just, the hand combat where you're clearing your chest, and then we work on this. And the coaching point that we give them is, if it's a low hand, I want you to break it down. If it's a high hand, I want you to wipe it away, kind of like windshield wipers. Low hand, break it. High hand, wipe it away. Okay, that's kind of what we do. Now, again, there has to be urgency in how you do that. Okay, and the other thing is you want guys to make sure